Watching The Last of Us if you have not played The Last of Us. Folks, what the fuck is wrong with Seattle? Turns out a whole lot. Look, I thought episode 2, where you know who was killed, was pretty awful. The scene was staged well, but I'll admit, I was one of those people going, well, why should I care about this show if Pedro Pascal's not in it? Episode 3 kind of confirmed that suspicion, not just the worst of the season, maybe the worst episode of the entire series. Boring, slow, flat, no kinetic energy, nothing. So I am pleased to report that episode 4 was a huge improvement. I'm back in on The Last of Us, not all the way, but this was a good episode. Part of that is thanks to Jeffrey Wright as Isaac. I loved both scenes he's in. Yeah, they're hammy, they're a little over the top, but you gotta establish the character early. First, he's throwing grenades into a truck full of Fedra douchebags and betraying them. Second, almost a decade later, he's torturing one of the Scar people and going on about how much he loves French cookware, which was awesome. Jeffrey Wright is just one of the best actors working today. A total coup to have him in the show. I hope we get way more of him because he's crushing it. Dina enters Seattle, come across a music store, leaf through some records, and Ellie plays a gorgeous acoustic rendition of Take On Me. Was it a missed opportunity for some Nirvana or Pearl Jam? Maybe. Lighting here, the direction, beautiful. I love the flowers everywhere. That post-apocalyptic, overgrown look that Last of Us does so well. Usually it's scary, here it was actually kind of pretty. But the lovely moment does not last. Ellie and Dina come across WLF soldiers strung up like piñatas, entrails hanging out, major Silence of the Lambs vibes. Ellie goes full spider monkey on some WLF goons, they escape, and we get this great stretch of action, including that scene, the train station set piece with the flares that felt a little like Train to Busan, the rusty turnstile where Ellie sticks out her arm, gets bit. Later, Dina's like, what the fuck, dude? I'm gonna have to shoot you. Ellie's like, oh, this old thing? I can explain. Look, I thought Bella Ramsey just straight up wasn't good last episode. Bad writing and bad direction didn't help. But here, so much better. The I'm pregnant into makeout was curious, but I kinda dug it. The show slows way down for these intimate moments between Ellie and Dina. Ellie says of the unborn child, I'm gonna be a dad. Yeah, girl, if you make it out of Seattle. And that's the episode. 3 more to go this season. It's been kind of an up and down ride, no doubt, but this episode had the kind of propulsive momentum that made season 1 so exciting. Great, visceral set pieces that were expertly directed. Am I still missing Joel? Abso-fucking-lutely. But honestly, this might have been my favorite episode of the season. I found the zombie scenes here way more intense because of their intimacy compared to that big, dumb town battle with that chubby bloater. So I wouldn't quite say my confidence is fully restored, but I thought this was a step in the right direction. But I want to hear from you. What did you think of this Last of Us episode, season 2, episode 4, day 1?